everybody, welcome back to Stringman Guitars. We're down here in the underground lair. We haven't been here for a while because summer things and places to go and things to do. But anyhow, we're back with a 5-string Allen Eden 5-string bass. Okay, a couple things, taking a look here. Down at this end, get you further down in the picture, the knobulators, which if you see there, they're kind of cattywampus. I don't know what's going on here with these. They might just be loose. I don't know if it's a stacked. This is stacked, but this one doesn't do anything. This one's attached. It's like it's loose. There's some sharp fret ends here. It's a beautiful bass. It's got the clear pick guard on there, showing the flame maple through there. There's a couple of scuffs up here. It's got one of those badly designed battery boxes. So just putting 2 screws and a top on it. Other than that, decent quality. Is there nothing stamped on the tuners? Just your standard type generic bass tuners. It's got the string retainer up here, which is good. Instead of putting, that way you got even hole through there. The only pain with that is when you go to change your strings, you do have to really take that off to make it easier on you. But that's no big deal. Truss rod cover. This is where Fender needs to learn. Make it big enough to get your wrench in there to do truss rod work. So I had already taken it up to pitch. Let's see where our string action is. On a 5-string, I typically go with a 14, holding at the 17th, going at the 3, 5, 7th fret, and we got a bent neck. We need, looks like I put 2 of those through there. Now I want to do these preemptive strikes before I change the strings. We're going with Ernie Ball regular slinky 45 to 130s. But I want to get things kind of in the ballpark before we get that far. So I'm going to loosen this off a little bit because I don't want to tighten the truss rod with any kind of tension on the neck, really. Okay, nice and floppy. So my guess is this is going to be a 4 or a 5. I believe these are made in China. So we're going to tighten. That means we're going to go righty-tighty. And it works just fine. Nice and smooth on that. Okay, that's about a 1/3 of a turn. I'm going to bring it up to pitch again, and let's see where we're at. Okay, now we're up to pitch, and just double check this. I'm going for 14 thou. You can go as low as 12 on a 5er, but I found it. See, that's just sneaking under there. All right. So it's probably 13, but then again, with all the, I had to put probably a full turn into this truss rod to get it to straighten out. So once the wood stops moving, it might be 14, it might be 12. We'll see what happens. Now on to these knobulators here. Okay, that's nice and fluid. Alright. that's sorted. I imagine the reason they do that to make this one taller is just so there's a gradual up feeling. It's, you know, to make it a little bit more tactile. So let's go ahead and string height. I want 5/64. Actually, I want 6/64 on the B and slowly climb up to 5/64. These are all at 4/64 or lower, so they're going to come up. This one is going to stay where it lives. However, yeah, these ones that are too low are just too low. So we will go ahead and raise those up, and I'll be back. Okay, boys and girls, we have our string height set 5/64, 5/64, 5/64, a little more than 5/64, and 6/64. Because that big floppy B string tends to have a bigger ellipse. The thicker you go in strings, they all have bigger ellipses, so you have to allow for that on a fiver. Alright, so we have our string height set, and now we've got to check our action at the first fret. Since this is right, or at least it was before I started messing with the string saddles, the string height. Yeah, that's still right. The neck has relaxed a little bit, so we might have to tighten the truss rod just a hair when we throw the new strings on. So we want to check our maximum height at the first fret, 22 thou. And that's all got to come down, I think. Now that's good. Everything else has to come down. The D is good, everything else is too high. So that's the maximum. So we're going to bring them down to 20 thou. So at this point we're going to take the strings off and polish the frets. I'm going to go ahead and put piece of tape to protect the wood through here, and we're going to take the string height down some while we take the string retainer off. Loosen everything off so I can take the string retainer off, and we got to tighten up everything somewhat to pitch. By the way, if you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. Stringman Guitars on YouTube. I love you for a long time. Also, there's the Facebook channel. If you are in the Pittsburgh area and you need your axe sharpened, please don't hesitate. Give me a ringy-dingy. And we'll get you in here. For an appointment. So, got that out of the way, and we're using 130s. I've got a 120, so that means you got to rock it whenever you got to make your string height adjustment. and you want to take the nut down to the point where, okay, what I was saying is I want to take the angle down to where the string goes around the posts, so that angle is straight, and the bridge side of the nut is the highest point, so that's the point of contact. Okay, I think this is going to do it. Yep. Now for the E, which is going to be a 100, I got a 105, so that'll work. You never go too far because you don't want to, can't put back material that you took away. I'm going to continue to do this and we'll be back, but let me check this one last time. Okay, we're good there, so let me finish the next 3 strings and that'll be it. Alrighty, we have all of our string height at about 21 thou. That's a good safe number at the first fret. Now we're going to take the strings off, throw the new ones on, do intonation. Hopefully the string height all stays the same, but like I said, with having to make such a big movement in the truss rod, that may change. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I forgot to turn on the camera. We used this angled fret file to take off the sharp ends that we're sticking over. And then I'm using my fret guru to take off some of the sharpness here at the ends, and then I'll go to my little friend, the little file that does the work of making the frets nice and round. This has safe edges on it, so it will not damage the wood. And it's all by feel, and what happens is the frets don't expand, it's the wood that shrinks. And these are made in China, different climate. They may not dry the wood sufficiently. Comes here to the States, lives here in western Pennsylvania for a while, and all of a sudden wood shrinks. Okay, that's good. That's the fret guru. Now here's my little friend. It has a round safe edge to work around the corners. So we take and we just roll that beautiful beam footage. No, we're rolling the corners of the frets so that don't jab your hand when you're trying to play up in the upper register. A piece of, there it is, 1800 micro mesh. Just go up here. It takes away all the file marks. It also kind of helps you round the wood edge a little bit. And now it's velvety smooth. So I'm going to do the other side here with my little friend and we'll be back. Okay, the neck is back on. Check out how nice and shiny those frets are. We polished them up to 3200 and no sharp ends anywhere. Now we're going to go ahead and start stringing. This big ass B string. It's got a really tight place to fit through here. Try to keep it from marring the body. Actually, we're going to do this. We need to have a problem if we don't have a problem, right? There. Pliers should help with that. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, so how do we string a bass? String wants to live here. So we're going to take it and we're going to cut it up to 1, 2, 3. Chop it right there. That's on these big Fender-esque style tuners. You bend it over and back. And then you want each wrap to go below the, this is the top wrap, each one's going to go lower. Now this is a guess, because the five string is a bigger, fatter string. I may have to take this off and go one post shorter, because you don't want it to go, you want like 2.5, 3 wraps tops on this, and I already see I'm going to have to take more off. So we're going to take it to the little bit past the 3rd post. The other ones are skinnier and you can go more. So we're going to do the same thing. Put it down in the hole as far as it'll go, bend it, and turn it. Now remember, we're going to leave this a little bit slack because we have to put that retainer bar across there. And you don't want to try to put the retainer bar on there whenever it's at full string tension. See how I'm going underneath that wrap? Okay, we're kind of in place. Still a bit of slacky, so we can put that thing on. So the next string, which would be your E, it's going to go a little differently. It's going to go 4 posts past. string slots, so we're going to cut that right there. Down, and we'll cheat a little bit and use this. See, we have 3 good wraps there. I'm going to take the little tension off so that I'm going to be able to push that bar down. And then I'll do the rest. I'll be back. Okay, boys and girls, we have our base pretty much set up. I did check the relief and the neck has tightened up a little bit, but because they're new strings, I'm going to let it sit overnight and let it see where it lands. But right now, we have on the 5th string at the 17th fret, we have just a hair under 664. And on the 4th, we have between 5 and 6/64. And on the rest of them, we have 5/64. We have no string buzz. Intonation was spot on except for the G. That had to come back just a little bit. Otherwise, it's ready to go, except for we got to do the string height on the pickups. People ask me in the comments, these things here, they're not Allen keys, they're brass round bent rods that are of different thicknesses to give you a ballpark of where your pickup should be. You want the pickup further away from the bass side of the strings and closer to the treble side, just because of the ellipse of the string. And that pickup can go down a little bit, as can that one. But not much, they're pretty close. Somebody, oh, my guitar playing friend. Send me a text, I gotta see what he wants. Maybe he wants to get together and play tomorrow night. It's been hard since to get out and play. Okay, so then we go over here to the other side. And the next smaller gauge, okay, they can both go down quite a bit. Just a hair more. Call that done. Yep, okay. So, what did we do? Starting at the top, we had to remove the string retainer. The string height at the 1st fret was like 26 thou, way too high. What happens is you fret at the 1st fret and you tend to pull it sharp because the string is too high. And so then coming down here at the 7th fret, we have 12, right now it's sitting at 12 thousandths, but I have a feeling that it's going to release a little bit. If not, we'll release it tomorrow. Finally, string height, we just did that, I showed you. String height is slightly less than 6/64 here, between 5 and 6/64. And 5/64 on the rest. Intonation was spot on once I got the string height right, and then except for the G, which I had to bring back just a hair, you just saw me adjust the pickup height. We polished the frets with 1800 to 3200 micro mesh. Oh yeah, the knobs. They weren't, this one center one, that's not in the picture. This one was not even attached to anything, and so we lined those up, and we lined them all up so they're at the detent. I just wish the volume control wasn't so tiny. It needs to be bigger, but it's not my design, it's not my base. So last thing to do is plug it in. Just want to check for noise in the electronics. Nothing there. That's good. He keeps this in a case, so that's good. No noise. A little bit there, but it went away. Okay, how does it sound? No string buzz. I'm pretty impressed with this Allen Eden bass. Oh, the other thing is that the neck pocket isn't super tight. So when I put the neck back on after dressing the frets, I noticed that the B string was way up here, so the neck had to be loosened and kind of pulled and retightened up. Now everything's lined up, as you can see. Thank you for joining us down here in the underground lair. If you like what you see on the video, I certainly would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'd love you for a long time. There'll be a link in there if you want to support the channel on Patreon. You can. You don't have to. If you're tight on money, I don't want you to. If you need your axe sharpened in the greater Pittsburgh area, hit me up on Facebook, Stringman Guitars, spelled just like this. And also stringmanguitars@gmail.com. Take care of your neighbor, love your neighbor, give everybody a break, because everybody's still hyper tense over what's going on in the world right now. Take care of each other, take care of the old folks. Peace. Have a great week.